We passed our budget for 2012. And part of that budget we passed, tied to it, we're selling $10 million in general obligation bonds for the convention center purposes, which this demolition is going to be for. Fine and dandy. We signed that. And another thing, for those of you that didn't attend budget meetings, as we get further into my presentation, you'll understand why. But I want to point out, I want transparency. It'd be easy for me. I think anybody reads the paper knows I'm not going to be here next year, so I could just sit back and say nothing here and not worry about budgets anymore. But I'm a citizen here, and I do worry about the budgets, and I do worry about the taxpayers of the city. Now, the budget we basically approved tonight, when it's all finished, that budget's going to go. And in the background information, when we got our balanced budget that the city manager was asked to give us, he had 4 things to talk about. The years starting 2013, your next budget. And I'll share with the public right now. If you go and read the background, city manager, staff gave us a balanced budget. And best case, if we do nothing in this city, nothing in 2013, other than the convention center, and deliver the services we're currently delivering, your property taxes will go up 38 cents per $1,000. That's if we do nothing other than convention. Now, God knows we don't have to worry about a new fire station, an animal control shelter, anything else. But just facts to keep in your mind. For the rest of the time, I'm going to spend time talking about 3 words. Want, need, and reality. Want, need, and reality. And I'm going to explain to you the time frame of what we're talking about. The first thing, I'll clear it. Everything I say, you can look back and see how I voted. I want a rehab convention center for this city because I feel this city needs it for the future. So I voted for $67 million. Now, when I say $67 million, that was $17 million of city taxpayer funds, part of the bonding that you saw, the $10 million that we did tonight. The other $50 million, $35 million from EDA, and $15 million from iJobs for the convention center. Hey, pretty good. Basically, we're getting $3 to $1. Okay, let's continue on. I didn't want to have this city buy a hotel and go into the hotel business. I didn't want that, but guess what? I voted to purchase that hotel because we need it to make the convention center that I want and this city, in my opinion, needs to succeed. Okay, we bought the hotel. I'm just rounding things up. $3 million. $3 million to make the convention center work. Now, unfortunately, when you buy that hotel, if you want to use it, the estimate is it's going to be between $20 and $25 million to rehab it. Now, I'm sure things are going to change because, folks, we don't have the money. But now, let's just say 25. Just say we'll use 22 and 3 to buy the hotel. There's 25. Add on. Oh, forgot. We found out that it was going to cost us more to buy the property that we're going to build the convention center on. So remember, it went from 67 to 75. Well, that extra $8 million is going to have to come from the taxpayers here to get the EDA money. So now we got up to 75. Now I'll round off and say 25 for the hotel. Now we have a $100 million package. Now let me go back to my words. I believe we need the convention center. $100 million. I don't know where we're going to get all of the money for it. Yet, I believe the city needs that. And still, if we get $50 million, the city puts forward $50 million, we're getting $1 of help for every dollar we spend. We're still leveraging good money. Oh, I forgot something else. It'll be up here in the next council meeting. You know, when we get that convention center all put together, and if we get the hotel, which I think we should sell it and let somebody else build it, but if we get it, my God, where are the people going to park for the hotel and the convention center? So you're going to hear in the near future, let's build another $10 million parkade across from it. Okay, now you wonder why I set this all up. What this contract starts tonight, if we approve the contract, not in any of the writings here, it will be done under a PLA agreement. Now, let me use the words "want" again. I personally want that done under a PLA. I want it done under a PLA. I voted for the PLA and convinced other members on this council that it was the right way to go. Now step in the governor. And it upsets me that the governor and politics are going to be played, but the governor said, and this is the first step, if you approve this PLA, I'm not going to let you have that $15 million of IJOB money. So we're at around 110. If we get 50, we still only pay 60. We still get it. But now if the governor takes away that $15 million, because we do this under a PLA, now folks, we pay $75 million and we get the $35 million for the PLA. Now, why? I want to do it under PLA. But now remember that third word I said, reality? Reality. We can't afford to do it under a PLA because we can't afford that $15 million to go away. We need the full $50 million, and we're still going to have to dig and try to figure out how to come up with the other $60 million. I'll say it publicly. I hope it gets to his ears. I think the governor's being unfair. I'll go on and think, well, maybe sometime in the future we go to court. I think he'll lose. I think he's overextended. But having said that, now let me explain how things work. You've heard the talk. Well, we've already spent $7.5 million. You told us we could have this. Folks, there were elections and things. Doesn't matter if I want it, if I agree with it, it's reality. So what goes on in the year and a half it'll take to go through a court procedure to beat the governor and make him give us that money back if we win. If we win. Well, guess what? Not just that $15 million. This city started anteing up the lawyers' fees. They're the only one that's going to get rich off this. We're going to be paying lawyers' fees to beat the governor to give us the money that we were promised to get. That $15 million that we need to make this happen, to make this convention center that I believe in and I want for this city to happen. Now, you disagree with me about the convention center. That's your opinion. The people that elected me do what's best for the city. I believe a new convention center is best for the city. I voted for things that I believed in, that I wanted. I voted for things that I didn't personally believe in to make things I believed in happen. And I'll stand by every vote of it. I cannot vote, no matter how much I want to, for this contract, the first contract that would be written. We have a labor agreement, and I want to live up to it. Politics is not allowing me to live up to it. City can fight the governor and everything, but guess what, folks? Let's not forget the big picture. We're going to the governor and we're asking for support and a whole lot of other things we're doing in the city. So what's the best way to get that governor to support us? Let's take a sharp stick and poke him in the eye. Why don't we just do that? This is totally illogical. Totally illogical. And I want every one of you here to remember, I've just shared my opinion. I've told you why I will not vote for this contract. That I believe that 2 weeks ago we had done what Councilmember Julie said and said, let's let it both ways, with PLA and without PLA. And I'll tell you, I wanted to do this so bad. Let me tell you, the tradespeople I work with, you can't ask for better people to work with. I asked them 3 weeks ago, I'm willing to take some risk to do what I want. Get the Attorney General to give us a legal opinion. The only legal opinion that the 9 people sitting here have is from the General Counsel of the IFA, who this iJobs money comes from, saying, you do this, and we're going to take the money away from you. And guess what, folks? The $7.5 million we spent, go back. Remember, we pay for it up front, give the receipts, and then they pay us back. We've only received $750,000 back when we spent 10 times that much. We passed this under PLA, and the only legal thing I say, and they'll go by the word may. I'm going to hear plenty after this. I'm not going to answer anybody I hear after this. I'll be happy to address the media with what anybody may say after in my opinion. The bottom line, if we're lucky enough to win the case, it's going to be when a judge a year or so down the road says, hey, Gov, you overextended yourself. And until that time, get ready, folks, for us to bring in another bond here for $15 million for it to pass so that we can pay for it, taking the chance a year or so down the road we'll have it. Now, I've overextended the time I would like to speak, but then again, over a week ago, I asked the mayor, could we please have a session so the council could talk about this? And I didn't even get the courtesy to get an answer. I certainly did get a meeting. Thank you very much. I am against this contract for the reasons given.